Yesterday, we got our first look at some Dragon's Teeth gameplay. It was very short and brief, but there's a lot of different things that we can look at from the gameplay today. I've got some screenshots that I'm going to show you, and it's not just Dragon's Teeth either. We get a sneak peek at Final Stand. Dice LA chucked a little bit in there at the end of the trailer. This was actually a premium 2014 trailer. I guess it was to show off what's still left and what can still be available to you 2 weeks early if you buy premium. So I'd expect a full Dragon's Teeth trailer to drop sometime soon, considering it's getting closer to June and that's when the release date is due to be. But without further ado, let's have a look at some of these screenshots. So the first one we're looking at here is from the first section of the Dragon's Teeth part of the trailer. This one shows off one of the heavily urban maps. Now, as I said yesterday, in yesterday's video, Propaganda looks like a little bit more of an open maps, and this one looks heavily infantry-centric. Looks like there's still enough space there for some vehicles to go up and down with, but this one, I can imagine a lot of alleyways, a lot of close-quarters battlegrounds. Very reminiscent of Grand Bazaar from Battlefield 3. I mean, it's not the same art style, but I used to love that map simply because it was fast, furious, action-packed and infantry-centric. And that looks like the gameplay that they're going for here on this map in Dragon's Teeth. The next screenshot shows the Ballistic Shield in action. Now, this looks to be a very controversial bit of kit right now, because it's been confirmed as a piece of equipment for the support class only, which means the support class can still run around with his heavy LMG if he wants to, and he still has the option to place this down and basically take massive amounts of bullets from the enemy team. I can see it being extremely controversial, but if it's used in the right way, which in this map looks to be close quarters infantry battles, lots of alleyways, lots of doorways. If you were to put one of these in a doorway, there was absolutely no way you're getting past with bullets. You'd have to flame him out with an incendiary grenade, a normal grenade, fire an RPG at him. I mean, at the moment we don't really know how this performs, so we can only really wait and see. Here we can see what looks like a LEvolution event. I've got about 3 or 4 screenshots here to show you sort of the progress of it. This looks like it's in Lumpini Gardens because of the way the foliage around the outside of it sort of suits a garden habitat. But what my main concern is knowing how this is going to affect the gameplay. Because a lot of the LEvolution in Battlefield 4 is player controlled, and a lot of it is on a timer, so it just happens at some point during the round. If something like this is on a timer, how's that going to affect the gameplay? I really think something like that, something that big, should probably be player controlled, but at the moment we don't really know. This screenshot shows off Propaganda. Now this is a little bit more of an open map. There's a little bit more area for some bigger vehicles to come into play. Hence the big Abrams tank in this picture. Now you can see obviously at the moment that the train has absolutely smashed into the side of it. I've linked the trailer in the description so you can go and watch it if you want to. But here you can see that the train actually smashes the tank out of the way. And in the trailer you can see it absolutely pummel through it. It doesn't go through at a leisurely pace. This thing absolutely bombs through the middle of the map. Once again, this is perhaps a LEvolution event. Is this something that you can control? Probably not very likely. I think this is probably more going to be maybe on a timer, something that happens maybe every 5 minutes in the map. It's something that you're going to have to watch out for though, because if it comes through that fast and you're not paying attention, bam, you're going to get killed. All of these screenshots right now that I've just shown you for the Dragon's Teeth DLC give me a really reminiscent feel of the Aftermath DLC for Battlefield 3. It's not functionally the same, and it doesn't look the same, but the idea of the gameplay and the mechanics behind it feel very similar to Aftermath. I mean, you've got the rooftop combat. All of these screenshots that I've just showed you give me a reminiscent feel of the Aftermath DLC for Battlefield 3. That infantry-centric urban combat. Some maps really tight and focused in like Tala Market, some a little bit more open like Markaz Monolith and Azadi Palace. So I think this is going to be a perfect mix of gameplay for this DLC. But what we're going to look at now is something that we have absolutely no idea about, and that's Final Stand. What we're looking at right here is the opening scene from the Final Stand section, and bear in mind this was probably only about 5 seconds long, so there wasn't much to show. But we can see here an absolutely massive map. A lot of airspace, considering we can see a jet in the picture anyway. There's attack helicopters. If we look at another picture here, we can see a BTR, and we can see the hovercraft as well, which looks like it's making a return from the Naval Strike DLC. But the bit that really interests me is this thing, the MKV, the multiple kill vehicle. I've got absolutely no idea how the designers thought to put this thing in. Apparently, looking around, the MKV has been around for a little while. It's been part of a US weapons development program for a little while. I think there's a video on the internet somewhere. I think it's 2009 this has been around from. If I can find the video again, I'll link it in the description, but if I can't find it, I'm sure you can search YouTube on your own. But looking at it, this thing looks like drone controlled, maybe? Something that, is it going to be player deployed? Is it something that the commander can control? Is it going to be something that you have to go into, very much like the bomber in the China Rising DLC? Who really knows at this stage, but the thing looks badass. It's rocket propelled and it's got a chain gun on the front. I mean, how much more cool can you get? I really cannot wait for the Final Stand DLC right now, having seen that today. And so, there you have it. Everything you need to know about the Dragon's Teeth DLC for Battlefield 4, which isn't far away now. And we got a sneak peek at Final Stand, which was really nice. I appreciated that from the devs there. But everything looks totally awesome. I'm really hyped for the Dragon's Teeth DLC. As I said, it looks very infantry-centric, which is a game style that I like to play quite a lot. As I said before, not very good in vehicles. So the Dragon's Teeth DLC for me is something I'm really looking forward to. But let me know down in the comments, guys, what do you think about the screenshots that you've seen? What do you think we're going to be seeing in Final Stand? Because that thing looks bloody awesome. But anyway, that's the end of the video today. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, and so other people can see this video, if you could leave a like today, that would be great. And as I've said, comments are always appreciated. But until next time, my name is Westy, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.